This is really exciting to be here. You don't often get to look at something you imagined and actually get to see it within a reasonable length of time and to know that it's going to become real. And got to excuse my voice. I'm still suffering from in my third week of bronchitis, so it's affecting how I speak a little bit. I want to thank Randy Clarke and WMATA for your partnership. I think it was 4.5 or 5 years ago, before you got there, I made 2 stops. I went to the University of Maryland, talked to Dr. Varshney. Actually, he came to my office and said, can we create an institute focused on life sciences using AI to advance life sciences to the next stage? And I didn't know what kind of reaction I was going to get. And everybody didn't jump up and down on day one. But we got there, and it was really exciting. And I really just had no Dr. Varshney. I haven't seen him here, but he was really pivotal in putting part of this together. And the other person I'd thank in the university system is Dr. Perman, because at the end of the day, Dr. Perman was the one who was sitting on this decision, which way does the university go? And he saw what we were trying to do, and he supported what we were trying to do. So if any of you see him, talk to him in the near future, let him know that I remember him well, and I really appreciate the work he did to get us where we are. It really makes a difference. I want to thank the governor for this. This is clearly a partnership. This is what makes this work. We could not do this by ourselves. We're well aware of that. Your partnership in this is critical. And I'm so excited that we're getting this university building here. That, to me, is an announcement nobody had actually told me about before today. So the idea that there's $33 million to build this building is really, really key. And I love the building. And it looks vaguely like something I saw in Baltimore. Which was also a very nice visit to get to see some of the things you're doing up there. I want to thank the federal delegation, Senator Van Hollen and Congressman Raskin, and Senator Ben Cardin, former Senator Ben Cardin, who were all here and all supportive, from the beginning. I want to thank our state delegation, represented by Delegate Corman. Thank you, Mark. Thank the other delegates who have come here today as well. This is something that's going to be good for all of us. And I want to thank the council, represented by Councilmember Fani Gonzalez. I think I also saw Don Lutke here, and I know Will Jawanda's here. So thank you guys for coming out for this very important event. And I want to thank the University of Maryland Institute for Health Computing, represented by Bruce Jarrell. Thank you so much. To see the growth over there, to think that when I was there like a year ago, there were like 30 or something people there. Now there are over 100 people working there, and they're working on real projects that are going to change real lives, and it's happening in real time. And that makes a difference. It's something that, without their partnership, we wouldn't be sitting here. And I do want to thank the folks I originally talked to at WMATA, who entertained me when I had the audacity to come in and say, we should turn this into a life sciences center. You've got 14 acres up here. We could build the core of a center up here. I had been fascinated by the people I had been talking to about life sciences and talking to me about Kendall Square in Boston and talking about the urban campus and talking about the value of collision spaces, that rather than everything being done in office parks where you never talk to the scientist in the next building, you're not walking to a coffee shop on the block you share, you're not going to lunch unless you're going to go to something that you probably would like rather not to go do for lunch. You don't have those opportunities. And in Boston and in Kendall Square, they had created an environment with the university systems there where brains could get together and have lunch, could have dinner, could talk, people from different companies meeting with each other and talking about the work they're doing. And I saw this as an opportunity to create that kind of collision space in Montgomery County. And the reason I love the projects up here is there's not many places in Montgomery County. Somebody said 14 acres. You're forgetting the Lerner property, 45 acres. And we're going to have an announcement on that soon. So we're making progress on these things. We will put in action up here 60 acres of development that is going to tangibly change Montgomery County. It's going to put in place the kind of businesses that we want here to grow. And I know I'm playing against type. Some people say to me, Mark, this is not your type. Look, my type is, frankly, it's social justice. You cannot pay for social justice without a successful economy. So I'm as attached to making sure this economy grows as making sure that some of the money that flows from this economy goes to address the challenges that we have in Montgomery County, so that a rising shift does lift everybody, instead of only the lucky ones who get on board because they could pay the fare. So this, to me, is an opportunity to realize a broader vision of what's possible in this county, and we're beginning to do it. And I learned a lot from what happened with Amazon. I learned that money doesn't buy everything. We outbid Virginia. What we missed was the tech and the education piece. We didn't have that piece. Virginia threw all this educational capital at them, which is what they needed and wanted to grow. It was something you just couldn't buy with money. So our money didn't get us where we wanted us to go. But the fact that even Amazon considered this place told me this had some merit to it for development. And in the county, this is the largest piece of land between Whitefoot Mall and here that is not fully or properly developed. And this is our opportunity to do this at scale. And I'm hell-bent on making sure that happens. So here in North Bethesda, I'm convinced that we're going to get the next generation of life sciences and AI. We've also just opened or are opening our very first AI incubator. We haven't had an AI incubator before. We're stepping into that space. Any space that we can get into, we are going to try to occupy because we've got the capability, the brains, and the capital in this community to do it. We're going to make sure we do it. And this is the perfect spot. This is going to transform this metro station. To picture that building on top of this place is just remarkable. It's going to be a real thing of beauty. It's going to be the kind of thing that people want to walk into. You want a place where people want to be. One of the other things I learned, and I think you'll see it in the big development down the street, is the creation of spaces where everybody wants to come to. It's not just lunch hour for the people in the tall buildings, but it's a place where somebody says, I want to meet you there, an actual destination for people to come to in Montgomery County. We frankly don't have anything of that scale here. And what they're talking about doing down there in the Whitefoot property has the potential of accelerating and amplifying everything we're doing up here. So there's a lot to be excited about, and I'm honestly really, really excited. So now we get to move forward. You've got a great team. We've got a governor who's committed to this. We've got our new master developer. I'm so anxious to hear what you have to say. And as the governor said, we now have the opportunity to create a lighthouse for AI and life sciences that will keep our county, state, and country at the same cutting edge of innovation for decades to come. And I only wish somebody in the administration would take a look at what we're doing and the investment we're making in knowledge and understand there's actually a direct connection between investments in knowledge and economic development. You don't grow by killing your knowledge base. You grow by building your knowledge base. That's what we're doing here. Thank you.